Hey everyone, it's Cami and Tanya, and we are here today to talk to you about TikTok. Oh my goodness, TikTok. This is the social media breakfast of Houston and the world. We don't just hang out in Houston anymore because live streaming has taken us all the way around the world. I have Tanya here from Poland. Oh my gosh, you're all the way in Poland. And what time is it there right now?
It's like 3:30 p.m. So yeah. Midday, sunny day.
Cool. Awesome. So we have Tanya here, and she's going to be talking to us about her new tool, which is a TikTok monitoring tool. And I'm very excited to show you that. But before we do that, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. So you just, I'm really excited you're here. I was shocked that you were going to be here because she just was in Kyiv just like a week and a half ago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
just ran away from the war, squeezed into the train, evacuated to Poland, and here with you now.
Yeah, so I'm just glad you got out. So thank you for being here. And I had gotten in touch with her. I said, "You still want to do this?" She says, "Yes, absolutely. We're totally on." I'm like, "Okay, so we'll do that." So I'm really excited that she is here, and I am very happy that we're going to be able to show you some of the cool things that she's figured out. I've known Tanya for a longer than I actually realized. I've known her for a really, really long time. So she's put together some other tools in the past. She's got I mean, you got to read her bio here. She's founding member and product lead at Viral Moment, which is her new app. It's in the App Store, the Apple App Store right now, and they are actually just about to do a redesign on it. So that's Apple's dragging their feet, so that'll take a minute. But that's a social listening tool for video and trends. And then that actually will search through video itself and like look at what the people are saying. So you can search the actual video, which is cool. And she also has, you are a Techstar LA alumna in 2021. That's awesome. In the past, she was a co-founder of social analytics tool, True Social Metrics, which I have been using basically since it was created. I love True Social Metrics, always have. We use it as a way to see how we're growing and stuff, and we really love that. She's passionate about social media analytics, which I am too, and entrepreneurship and product management. And I actually went and read some of the like glowing reviews of you on LinkedIn, and people were like, "You're the best like project manager they've ever worked with." So I'm really excited that you're here, and we will be learning a lot from you today, I'm sure. So everybody, welcome her. Say hello to Miss Tanya. Awesome. I see Geeka, I see Scott, I see Kimberly. So make sure you guys go ahead and comment wherever you are. It doesn't matter which platform you're on. StreamYard brings them right to us here so we can see your comments. And Tanya, I didn't tell you that, but if you've ever been on StreamYard, you just click on comments. You can see what people are saying. And that's it. So good morning to everyone. We're trying to get all the way across, the whole world. Cool. So that being said, I want to just get started and ask a few questions and just get in here. So why TikTok? Like, why did you choose TikTok?
It's a unique creature, I would say. I love everything unique. So it's completely new form of engagement. It offers completely new forms of content that nobody was aware of before that. For example, all the sounds. You can use sounds now to create campaigns and jump on trends. Who would have thought? And also because TikTok is unique in the way that it shapes what users will be consuming in real world. And it's powerful because it offers you, I guess it's the only platform right now that legally offers you so much organic reach. So I really love TikTok. Nobody knows how to use it, but it's really unique and interesting and has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I agree. And so, and I think that digging into that unique thing, I think that's what's hard about it too, is that it's so unique. It's like, how do you, like, it's different. How do you figure this out? I mean, I guess Instagram Reels, obviously, has popularized this kind of short form content because they stole it. They stole the idea from TikTok, which is what they do, right? Like that's Instagram, that somebody comes out with something, Snapchat, and they like come up with stories, or TikTok and they come up with short form reels. So I think more and more people are like getting acquainted with this short form video. But the audio part of it is really unique and hard to figure out. So can you like just talk to me a little bit about the pros and the cons of like the platform, and how, you know, we as marketers and PR, and like how are we supposed to approach this tool?
Sure. I think sound is super powerful. Like 70% of the trends on TikTok are formed around the sound. And there are a lot of life hacks on TikTok right now among marketers, because it's so young and fresh. They're trying to find some workarounds, home-baked life hacks, how to use it. Well, for example, regarding the sound, Microsoft last year launched a viral trend around Windows startup sound. It's so fun and creative, and a lot of nostalgia around that. So you really need to understand how to leverage this new form of content. And a new challenge is how to measure its effectiveness, because not so many tools out there who actually measure the effectiveness of the sound. And social listening also faces a challenge on how to track sounds related to the brands. So
yeah. Because and why is that? Could you tell us why that is? Why do they have trouble with that?
Because current tools on the market were not designed for analyzing sounds and short form videos and images. They're all focused on text. So yeah, you need to come up with smart AI solutions to listen to the sound and what's going on in there.
That's awesome. So that's what you've been working on, which I think is really amazing. The other thing I wanted to kind of address while we're here, because it's something I've kind of noted with my own family, let's just say, because my kids are all teenagers, right? So they're on TikTok, especially my son, who is right now, you know, auditioning for college for musical theater and also other music programs. And he's found a community of people on TikTok that do the same thing. And what I found really interesting is that, you know, his group of people, they see certain things, because the algorithm on TikTok's a little bit different too. Like it creates ghettos or communities or whatever you want to call them. And then like my daughter, she's more into other things, you know, like just other kinds of, you know, kind of anime, other things like that. And that actually ends up being a completely different kind of content and community that she is seeing. And then I'm getting all the like the middle-aged, you know, people that are like I'm getting all these people that I'm cool kind of. I don't know. It's really interesting that we have totally different experiences on the app.
Yeah, that's so fun. We actually call it algorithmic fog or algorithmic bubble. You get stuck inside of this bubble and you can't get out. I can compare it to dating. When you watch videos on TikTok, you should be careful, like when you go on dates, because those dates can stalk you forever. Like I made a mistake last week. I watched some videos about the cats, and now my feed is full of cats.
I know, it's so funny.
Yeah. So it's funny, but not funny at the same time, because yeah, when you have clients, for example, in different niches, and you need to find trending content in those different niches, it's hard to get out of this algorithmic bubble and actually see what's going on outside of your area of interest.
So that's where your tool comes in, right? A little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've been talking to a lot of creators and social media managers who created some workarounds, like signing up to several TikTok accounts and training them to recognize different niches. It's like you have an army of pets like Tamagotchi that you train to have some exact content in your feed. That's very time consuming, fun, and really interesting. Idea.
That was something you told me that I just didn't know what was going on. But interestingly, they're hiring people to just only do one kind of content, right? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I've been talking to some blue chip brands with big names, and they were literally hiring a person who does manual scrolling on TikTok. That's how TikTok shapes employment market nowadays. I think it's a really fun job, but I don't know. I wouldn't like to do it.
I mean, it could be kind of boring too, I guess. Turns on the topic. But it is interesting. So from a brand perspective, you probably should have a channel that if you're trying to monitor, that is just one thing. But will your tool fix that problem? I mean, can I do that without that, doing all that with your tool?
Definitely. And we not only analyze text, we also look inside of the video, and we analyze sounds, images, and videos. So full package here. No more manual scrolling.
Yeah. And you gave us a video that we can watch. So I'm going to play that video right now just so that you guys can see the way that her app is laid out. I just want you to understand the app, and then we can kind of dig into some questions around the things that you have in the app, and also maybe how, people can start. I don't know. I think a lot of people on this stream are like, I don't even know what to put on TikTok, like content wise. I mean, I put out a reel. I mean, I put out a reel and a TikTok yesterday. Well, actually a TikTok, and in honor of this. So you guys can follow me at Cami Chat on TikTok to see kind of one that I did that has a trending sound that does this thing. Okay. But let me really quickly pull up this cool. I don't want to remove it. I just want to get in here. Here we go. So this is it. So thank you for doing this. Tanya actually recorded this before we got on. We just didn't want to be like trying to show you something on the phone and then things to fail. So we did it as a video. Thanks, Tanya, for doing that. I'm going to play it right now, and you can kind of get an idea.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to show you the Viral Moment app. We help you find fresh, young TikTok trends and help you understand when to jump on them to get the most organic reach. We also show you the trending content in different niches, top celebrities, hashtags, sounds, and creators. So the biggest challenge, as you might probably know with TikTok trends, is that they die really fast, and you need to understand when is the perfect timing to jump on them and save a lot of time on scrolling manually through TikTok trying to find the freshest and youngest trends. So we help you do that. We collect all the fresh trends in the app, and we developed a trend impact score that actually measures the trend and shows you when's the best time to jump on it. It consists of the popularity and momentum. So popularity is the size of the trend, basically. It shows you how many videos are already created in the trend. So you can understand if this trend is still small or already oversaturated, and it will be hard to compete with other videos for attention. And momentum shows you the speed, basically, the speed of growth, how fast the videos are created. So we combine popularity and momentum and calculate the trend impact score that shows you when it's time to jump on it. So the whole idea here is to find small but very fast growing trends to get the biggest organic reach. We will show you the examples of videos among this trend, the trending sound that is used in the trend, hashtags, and creators. As you probably know, the most viral trends are built around viral sounds, so it's really important to know which sound to use to get the most reach. You can click on it and listen to it here, or go directly to TikTok and use the sound in your creative fast. And the second biggest chunk of the app is trending content in the niches. So as you might probably know, TikTok has this algorithmic fog that shows you only the videos in your feed related to your previous views. So if you have a client in a different niche, then you need to be able to track videos trending in that exact niche, but your TikTok feed will not allow you because it's trained for a different topic, for example. So our app actually helps you to look outside of this algorithmic fog bubble and check out what's popular in other niches. For example, if you could click travel, it will show you the most popular videos, influencers trending in this niche right now, sounds, and the hashtags. So our app can help you craft your creative strategy, overcome the algorithmic fog, and help you find the youngest and freshest trends to jump on. Thanks.
Awesome. So I love the word algorithmic fog. I was like, that is so good. I don't know if you made that up or if that's something everybody's saying, but I hadn't heard it until you said it. So I thought that was really good. Do you guys have any questions? Make sure of what you just saw, make sure you put them in the chat and we will answer your questions. But I have a few. So number one, like how like these topic areas, are you able to create your own topic area or do you have only preset topic areas?
Well, in the app, we have only preset areas, but with our more extended enterprise solution, you can actually give your own topics and scrap data around your own topics. So it's very customizable.
So you can, yeah. So you have like an app at the like sort of the consumer level, and then you have, yeah. So and over time, are you going to add different topics and stuff like that, or just stick with like how do you choose what topics you're using?
Well, actually, usually we recommend to choose 4 hashtags, 2 very generic and 2 very specific brand related. For example, if you're a brand, I don't know, around beer, you can track all around the beer talk, and 2 hashtags around your brand to get more relevant data about your fandom, about your competitors and influencers.
And I have a question about that too. So for the hashtags, I mean, people don't really search hashtags per se on TikTok that I've seen. I mean, you can, but I don't know if people do. But is it really more for the algorithm to know who you are than it is for like people to find? I'm just kind of confused about the hashtags. How do they work on TikTok?
Yeah, I guess it's more for the algorithm. It's very helpful for our app because we can understand what's going on based on those hashtags. And I agree that hashtags are not so popular on TikTok than on other channels, like Twitter, for example, I don't know, Instagram, but they're still used. So we can't get over that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest hashtag I see is the FYP, the For You page, the hashtag. And I don't know if it's useless hashtag.
Useless, yeah, completely. I mean, big brands are not very fond of hashtags. They try not to use them because they're too generic, useless, and you can actually get more organic reach by using specific sounds than hashtags.
Right. This is really the thing. I mean, I think the sounds are everything. And so talk to me about how, like, you know, I think everybody should get your app. Okay. First of all, I'm going to be like a fangirl because I'm a fangirl of your work in general. But if they don't get the app, so how do you find trending sounds on TikTok?
Manually, like sitting there all day long and scrolling.
And how do you know if it's trending or not, though? Just because more people are using it? Is that the only way you know?
Actually, how people do that, they scroll through the feed, and if they bump into one sound several times, it means it's trending. So it's more of intuition.
Yeah, I know. I mean, on Instagram Reels, that you see a little arrow that's pointing up if the sound is trending. So if you open up the sound, I mean, some people may not even know how to do this, but when you open up the app, there's a little like where the sound is playing. You click on that, and it tells you what the sound is, or it says use this sound. On TikTok, for example, it says use this sound, or whatever. But it's hard. It's hard to figure out, I think.
Yeah, I think people have been trying to find some workarounds. For example, some social coaches, they create this hashtag trend alerts, and they use this hashtag to mark some trend. But it's still very manual and based on intuition more than repeatable, scalable process. So it's not a way to find trends for brands and agencies, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. So you can search the word trend alerts and some things might pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to give one idea for how you can do it without an app, but it is like saves hours of time because you want to get in and out and if you want to use TikTok for business, I just think that having an app that saves you the kind of time. And I don't, your app is, I forget, can you tell us how much it costs for individuals?
It's really affordable. The phone app actually below $9 per month, and the web solution, which has more trends and more functionality, is a bit more pricey. Right now, for beta customers, it's around $60 per month, and
that's cheaper than hiring somebody though to scroll Instagram for you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but yeah, that's like a no-brainer for a brand. I mean, for a bigger brand, but for like individuals, I mean, less than $9 a month. If you are using TikTok as a business tool, this is like not bad. So yeah, I agree. My team is like, yeah. My team's on it. Thanks, guys.
Nice.
Absolutely, it is. So I think that's really, really important. And this is, another comment here, but finding the youngest and freshest is helpful because so many of us simply don't have the time to explore. Right. And as you're sitting there trying to make your content for the week, often that's the other problem, I think, with TikTok in general, is that some of us that do social media for a living, we will create a month's worth of content ahead of time. But with TikTok, it's a little bit harder to do that.
Because TikTok trends are like butterflies. They live fast, die young. Like 5-7 days and no more. So it's really one of the biggest challenges with manual scrolling, and that's when you already see it in your feed. It's already old and you can't use it. So you really need to figure out how to spot them when they're still young, unsaturated, and growing fast.
Yeah. Really good question from Glenn here. And I think it's like one of the difficult things for this. So they have a commercial account. We're not able to use many of the songs and trending sounds that personal users use. So what's your recommendation?
Yeah, we've been seeing this problem a lot with brands and social media coaches. So there's a category of sounds on TikTok available for commercial use. And we are planning to add this functionality to our app to show actually the trends with the sounds available for commercial use. Because it's a big problem, especially for big brands who don't want to be viewed as pirates, using some sounds that are not allowed for use.
Yeah, so you'll add that into the bigger, yeah. So Glenn, that is a huge problem, and I guess like for now, like how are people handling this?
For now, they're just not handling this. They're just manually looking through all of the trends and checking which sounds are available or not. It actually adds several more hours into the trend spotting process. Unfortunately, even TikTok with its native tools doesn't show you the trending sounds for commercial use and doesn't mark them specifically in the app. So it's really hard to find them. I would be really curious to hear from participants, what are you doing right now to overcome this? If you have any life hacks, please share.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, I don't have any life hacks, but one of the things I do know is useful is if you are a bigger brand, or even a smaller brand, some of them are making their own sounds. And then if you make them really interesting, they could become trending sounds.
That makes sense.
People are always looking for new ways to, especially talking. Like if you say something really kind of interesting and fun that other people could then use, your sound could become a trending sound. It's not easy, but I'm just saying if you have if you've consistently been on the platform and doing that. But you're right. I think you just have to look for what's trending, try to add it, and it says you can or can't add it. Yeah. So somebody has to be going through and just open it, like almost faking it, like opening up the app, pretending like you're going to make something, clicking on sounds, trying to add that sound. And then it says, no, you can't. Then you have to move on. And then just taking note.
Totally. I think that's a great idea for a new startup, like mention the composers and small brands to create unique sounds that can become viral.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. And the other thing that would be really cool is like with your tool, even with the $9, less than $9 a month tool, I think it would be useful because you could go to all your trending sounds that you already have figured out for us and then go one by one and try to add them to just a fake, like, a fake, like you're not going to actually post, but opening it and then just making a spreadsheet of that week's trending sounds that you can use.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back and creating the content. I creating like the video in the app. So that's one thing that I wonder about too, because I've done both. Like I'll create video out of the app and in the app, but if you're lip dubbing, you kind of have to do it in the app.
Yeah.
So, oh, here's Glenn. He has a hack for us, or not a hack, for a thought. We just use music from the music library that we have rights to for everywhere else. So we add it to the editing software. Yeah. So that is definitely a way to go too. But then nobody will be able to, I mean, the only thing about that, I mean, it's fine, but I would test out trying to add your own audio too, just to like just talking. Because if you say really interesting or fun things, people will use it. They'll stitch it and do other things. Or stitching. I've seen a lot of really cool stitching things that people have done where, or not stitching, but where somebody can, I get confused between reels and whatever, but where you can put something out and like encourage people to use like a side by side with you and them. Like I've seen a lot of like people like standing in groups like, ooh, like, and then people like make their own little stitch with it. So I think that's interesting.
Yes, stitches are really popular. By the way, I remembered one more hack about the sounds. When you actually don't want to hear the sound because it's not relevant to your content, you can use the viral sound in your content, but make it on mute. So yeah, you will be pumped up in the feed by the algorithm because it's a popular sound, but nobody will actually know the sound in there.
Yeah, no, that's really good. So yeah, you just, and learning how to use the app. I mean, so that's the other thing. I don't know. Where do you recommend people go to learn how to use the app? Do you have like a YouTube channel or something where people can learn how to actually use the app?
I need to actually check because I don't have something on top of my mind. It's the biggest challenge right now where to learn. Mm-hmm. I'm also learning myself now by talking to people and understanding how they use it. And I guess we also need to find some vocabulary, like translate Gen Z language to our generation language, because that's a big challenge also. Really hard to understand sometimes what did they mean in there.
No, it's true. And I get a lot of like shade, as you could say. See, there's some language. I get a lot of shade from my kids about like my emoji use and stuff. Like, Mom, you never use that emoji again. They're all very ironic. So everything's ironic right now. And so you have to know what they mean by like ironic. I'm like the happy face is ironic. I'm so confused. Anyway, so there's a lot, but I do think that there is a group of people that aren't Gen Z that are in the app right now. And so you can talk to other people that are in your age range. So anyway, yeah, Kimberly. Yeah. It's like catching butterflies. It's such a good, that was cute. So true.
So sweet. Yeah, I mean, even if you are not working with Gen Z directly, TikTok still shapes the trends, what will be consumed in real life, digitally and physically. So you still need to know what's going on in there. It's like the biggest trendsetter right now on the market. So you don't need to have Gen Z in your audience to know how to use TikTok.
Yeah, true. So that's interesting. So a lot of people, I mean, I was talking to a couple people yesterday and they're like, TikTok, like, I don't want to do, like, I have a lot of reticence, or people that are reticent to use it. Like, it's for children, it's for young people. I get that. Why do you think it's important that we as brands, even if we're like, maybe not, we don't have a Gen Z audience per se at this point, why should we be using TikTok, or why should we care?
Well, first of all, as I already mentioned, like due to recent studies, customers are more likely to buy something or to recommend something to others 1.5 times higher when they see it on TikTok. So it's like setting the trends out there. And it's not about Gen Z anymore. A lot of big brands are there and agencies because like you're missing out on a huge cultural movement. You can't just pass by and say it's for cats, it's for dancing ladies, I don't know. it's not that anymore. It's getting serious. Even governments are there, like the propaganda stuff, and a lot of stuff is going on. It's not about the Gen Z anymore, unfortunately, or fortunately. So like last year, everyone was deep into in the TikTok, and right now everybody wants to deep dive, but they don't understand how to start because not enough knowledge around that.
Right. And also I think interestingly, I do think that short form video is here to stay because like everybody has adopted it. I mean, YouTube has it, you know, obviously Instagram has it. Even LinkedIn has it. So, I mean, my question is, you know, I think we have to learn how to use short form video, which is really, I know, daunting for people because it's a whole different skill set. So, what do you recommend on that front?
Yeah, recently TikTok implemented this longer form video, like 10 minutes video, but everybody in the area is skeptical about that because short form videos are more sticky. Gen Z and later generations have short attention spans, so it's really sticky. You can't get out of the app because of those short form videos. So you really need to understand how TikTok algorithm works. It actually favors short form videos because it bumps you up in the feed if your video has been watched till the end by the bigger percentage of the audience. So the shorter the video, the more it's getting watched till the end, the more organic reach you will get. So just, actually, yeah.
That's really good too, because two things. Number one is looping. So this is a little trick that I heard about. Do you know about looping?
Yeah, it's like optimizing your videos for rewatch. They get looped and people can't stop watching them. That's actually the biggest trick of stickiness of TikTok.
Right. So like what we mean by looping is like at the end, like doing something that like goes with the beginning. So like, as you go through, like you're doing something, like say I'm holding this paper, and then at the end, if I hold this paper again, exactly in the same spot, what'll happen is they will think that they are still watching it. It's like, so it's like oh, I started over. Like they won't realize that they started over and they just watch again and again.
Exactly. It's like playing with their brain.
Yeah. And you can't, with TikTok, it's different than Instagram Reels because in Instagram Reels, you can do long captions. That also helps with stickiness because people will open the caption sometimes and read it and the things, you know, looping in the background. But TikTok only lets you have like a very few characters. Do you know what the character count is? It's very small. Kind of reminds me of Twitter when it first came out, just not much.
Yeah, that's not much. That's why I guess people are using text inside the videos to overcome this limitation.
And that's what your tool does. It reads that text. It reads that, what they're saying, like audio wise.
Yeah, exactly. For example, if somebody drinks Coca-Cola inside the video, we can spot that. Or if they have a t-shirt that says Coca-Cola or social media breakfast, we can spot that. We can actually...
Yeah. Do you guys buy t-shirts if I made them? I don't know. It'd be cool.
And we can actually train our AI algorithm to recognize specific objects. For example, some unique form of object.
Glenn is helping us here today. Thank you, Glenn. You're like a third guest for us today. For perspective, on TikTok, Gen X has 3.7 billion views and millennial has 8.7 billion. And there are many similar hashtags. Yes, there's a huge community of these generations on TikTok. I mean, yes, it's like, I don't really know anybody in that age range that aren't on there. And then for our age range, you know, like I'm X, but you know, I'm Generation X, but there's a ton of people too. I mean, like, you know, almost everybody I know is either has, I mean, not everybody's posting, but I think they're definitely lurking, you know, in our age range. So right now it's actually a good place to catch, like if you're doing content for these middle generations, believe it or not, like it's a good time because everybody's trying to figure it out. So they're watching the people that are doing it. So you can grow pretty fast, right? It's really one of the easiest places to grow without ads at the moment.
Totally. And what's unique about TikTok is also a concentration on communities. So it's not all about old-fashioned demographics data like age or gender. It's all about the communities that form around some topics. For example, we work with one client, the makeup brand, and they were able to identify the new target segment they were not aware of, dads of TikTok. Who would have guessed that dads use makeup to help their daughters to apply it? So it's like if they looked only at demographics data, they would have never understood what's happening inside the segment. So if you say a segment of men age 45, it says nothing. And when you look through hashtag dads of TikTok, you can actually watch the videos, what they're doing. You already know their motivation, with whom they're interacting, how do they use your product. So it's like a huge chunk of data, and it's really helpful and unique in TikTok.
Yeah, that's one of the things I actually really like about you, Tanya, and always have, is that you really focus on analytics too. So can you tell us a little bit about like what you're doing with the analytics? You kind of showed it in the video, but can you talk about the analytics that you guys are focusing on and what's important and that kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. It's related to the trends and the app. We invented this trend impact score that shows you how hot is the trend, when do you need to jump on it. So it combines the size and the speed of the trend. So the main idea is to catch trends while they're still very fresh, young, and unsaturated, and they grow really fast. That's related to the app. And for the enterprise solution, we play with a lot of data and a lot of analytics regarding fandom analytics, what kind of videos do they prefer, what topics do they talk about, what challenges do they like, help you craft the strategy and reach the audience. Also can look at your competitors. You can benchmark what kind of brands also mentioned alongside your brand in the conversation. And we can track the influencers that participate in the conversation around your trend. You can check the share of voice and find the most engaged brand advocates. So a lot of stuff. We're helping big brands manage the crisis when it arises, when they release some bad products or even track some faulty products. I don't know, a lot of use cases. Everybody curious to know them. One of the challenges we face with social analytics is getting clean data. For example, when Delta Airlines searches for the Delta keywords, they get a lot of data about coronavirus.
Oh yeah.
So
that would be really hard. That'd be hard. I see that.
And one of the clients has accountants as target audience, but accountants of TikTok is something completely different. If you search by this keyword, it's so funny. It's completely different profession.
Okay. So yeah, you got to kind of be careful. So yeah, so how are you doing? How are you managing that?
Yeah, we're trying to filter out data once we collected it by different hashtags, but every brand faces this problem. A lot of noise is coming out of TikTok and you need to filter it out.
Mm-hmm. So that's where AI comes in pretty handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cool. So guys, if you have any questions, please ask them, because I know I'm sure people are like, I don't know what to even ask. I mean, it's so hard, right? But we talked about measuring ROI, just making sure we covered all the things we said we would. How to choose a trend, age of the trend, the power of the trend. We've talked about the impact score. Talk a little bit about the impact score. What does that mean?
Yeah, I already mentioned the trend impact score. It's like from 1 to 5, the hottest trend is 5. It's the youngest, the fastest growing that you need to use right now. And 1 is like, getting old, you can skip it.
Got it. So the 5s are like in your app, like definitely use those. And the 1s are like, yeah, you're kind of like, this is dying out.
Yeah.
How fast do they die out?
Around 3-5 days, but there is also comeback, like zombie elements. They sometimes come back you can never predict and never guess when this happens. Maybe some seasonal trends are more predictable. Some Christmas challenge, it comes back every Christmas, but some of the trends are completely unpredictable, and some of them just leave without any expectation. For example, the Violet Sky song, it was like over and over again. Everybody got tired of that.
I remember that. Yeah. So yeah, it's like these trends, they come, they go. I find it fascinating because it's so hard to keep up with, which I think is why a lot of us that are doing this for work or a living is that it's like so time consuming. It just feels like it's overwhelmingly time consuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm going to actually pull one up here if I can, but it's loud. Sorry. I'm going to try to show you something on TikTok, but that was fast. It's all in Spanish too. That's the other thing that's really interesting is all the different languages too on TikTok, right? It's been very international, really.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you something that I think is a hack. So I did this yesterday. So I'm going to show you my TikTok. Oh my gosh. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm going to show it to you. But in general, why I'm going to show you this is because one of the things that really works in TikTok is to change up your screens, right? So you can't just have one, you can talk to a screen. I mean, it's fine for you to do that, but it's better to break it up into pieces. Even if you're just talking to the screen, you want to break it up in pieces. So this is the one I did yesterday. Okay, this is embarrassing, but here we go. Let me see if I can get it to be big. All right, here we go. So, and then we'll just loop. But I just think that those are if you just change up what you see a little bit, in each little piece. So, I mean, that whole thing only took me about 10 or 15 minutes to do. And I actually have another version of it for Instagram that's with a different song, believe it or not. So, because there's a different song on Instagram that's working that's kind of similar. It's and it just somehow it worked with this one. So, and this one came up whenever I was looking for things, it came up on top. So I just took the one that was on top, but I don't know if it's really trending on TikTok right now, but because I don't know how to know. So that was my question too.
And now you do.
And now I do. I buy your app. That's pretty much how you do that. But I do think that it's something that is, relatable too. So I want to track people that are in my marketing PR, I want to track those people in my niche because those are my people, right? Those are the people I want to hang out with on TikTok. So I need to put out content that's kind of relatable to them, I guess. Right?
Yeah, and you mentioned a great point about reusing the content. That's actually a trend right now, reusing it for Reels or even for Facebook. It's actually very cost efficient, and participating in those trends is very cost efficient because, like you mentioned, 10 minutes and it's done, and you don't need to have a very expensive creators or expensive talents to reproduce that.
No, and I just say what I did is I put the ones in the reels and I saved them. By the way, Kimberly, the drafts are there. There's 2 reels and anyway, so I'm just letting my team know. But yeah, so they're there. But I have to be honest. I mean, I'm reticent to do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to dance. Okay, so you saw in that one I didn't dance. I just sort of. But it's just the reason why dancing works is because it's movement. And really to get the same movement without dancing, because a lot of people say, do I have to dance? No, you don't. I mean, if you can dance, cool. There's another really cool account that I found, which is they are a, what do you call it? Real estate group. And they are just these 3 guys and they do some dancing and stuff, but they're just real estate agents, so it's really interesting what people are doing on the platform, and you'd think it would be boring and there'd be nothing to do, but they do. They have a picture of one of them is him on the couch. He's like, when you are catching a little bit of TV or on your phone and the clients come early, and he's laying on the couch, like eating some popcorn or something. And then they come in, they're looking at him like, and so it's not even really, it's exciting, but it's not like, you hear what I'm trying to say. It's just it's not dancing in that case. So I just think, I don't know, what do you think?
I think you really have to be creative. You don't have to learn how to dance. Comedy really saves the day, especially for the brands. When you repurpose the trends, it actually evolves through time, because it starts with something like with the dance or some movement, and then it evolves when people don't want to be boring and recreate the same pattern. So it really makes sense to create something of your own.
Yeah. And as Kimberly says, this is true. You can filter out that noise to see what trends are growing and on their way out. I mean, I really feel like I know why you did this. There's a huge problem and you're solving this huge problem. So I can't even imagine why not everybody in the world will that's doing TikTok for business wouldn't use your tool. So I'm just, I'm a fangirl, as you know, but definitely look at the tool, Viral Moment, and it's on iTunes only right now. It's not. Are you guys going to have an Android app or no?
Yes, for sure. We plan to have it next week. So
okay, so pretty soon. Yeah. So I mean, it's coming. Like, this is a brand new tool. Like, I just wanted you guys to hear about it first. I feel like that's really important, that we keep on the edge of the trends and that we understand what's going on. I mean, I definitely am going to buy this tool because I feel like it's just something we need to have in order to function if we're going to be coming into this into TikTok. And I was going to mention, you talked about reusing. Definitely can reuse the videos and stuff, but do not reuse the actual video that you made in TikTok and put it on Instagram with the watermarks and stuff. They will not show it. They've said they're using their AI to find the TikTok videos and not show them. So be a little bit careful. I actually used video like that was raw. So like those videos that I did, all that like kind of peeking around the corner and stuff, I did that like on my actual phone, like just in my phone. And then I went over and added it to each platform separately. And I actually did it for Instagram. And then I was like, I wonder if I could put this on TikTok. And then I went to TikTok, I found that song and I put it all in there and it kind of fit. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I ended up with 2 different songs and 2 different, So it was kind of cool.
That's very resourceful.
It was like 5 segments, like 5 pieces of video. And you can trim them, like you can trim, like you can, because I mean, I was obviously stopping and starting the thing. So you trim that part out. They're really powerful tools. It just does take a little bit of time. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Anyway, do we have any questions? Like, not a ton of questions. I think people are just learning, right? So they're just hearing.
Yeah.
Cool. So while they're doing that, I do want to change the topic just a little bit. You sent me an email before we got started about what you guys are going to be doing for Ukraine and getting some information out. So could you kind of give us the lowdown on what you're doing for that and how we can help there?
Yeah, sure. So TikTok is not all about the fun. We're actually trying to put our tool to a good cause. We are trying to analyze the disinformation around this conflict with Russia. So as you may know, Russia has posted a lot of propaganda and misinformation on TikTok, and they've actually banned all of the Russian accounts. And right now we are trying to collect all of the data, analyze and show to the world, like give it to the journalists, create some articles to show to the world what really is happening there and how harmful is that. So yeah, it's really, I mean, US is already putting an anathema on TikTok. They don't like it because it's like a threat to security. Yeah. So it's a really powerful tool. It's not an easygoing dancing and cat videos social channel. It can also be a weapon. So we try to be careful with that and help however we can to government organizations tracking this misinformation and putting a stop on it.
Yeah, I think it's great. And of course, any articles you have or whatever, we will put them out and get them going, because that misinformation and also fake commenters and stuff like that, it's a real thing that's happening. So we know that because we work in our agency. My team will attest that we deal with some of this in our own, like on Facebook and other places too. And it's of Russian in origin generally. I'm going to be honest. So we've been able to figure that out in some cases. And so we just want to make sure that we are staying on top of that and understanding, like, if somebody is commenting on something you've put out there and it's kind of like, well, pro Russia or whatever, we sort of, and they're not like, sometimes they're not like directly pro Russia. They're just like, well, have you thought about this? Or have you thought about that? And I think that you've got to realize that you definitely want to dig into that, so make sure you know who that is. Like, we've dug into it and seen that those accounts sometimes are like, they haven't posted since 2015 or 2016, which is around the time of the election, just putting that out there. But also people can get hacked that aren't using their accounts anymore. And then some, negative actors will use them. We've seen it directly. So I would just say, be careful what you see out there and don't spread things unless you know for sure where they came from.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Here's Tracy. Tracy just jumped in. Okay. This is my team, right? I deal with it daily. Yes, we do. We deal with this daily. So, Tracy does. Love you. It's been a rough couple of years, I'll be honest. But in the end, I really appreciate that you're doing that. And so any way we can help to also help you with that, we would be happy to do that. And then I'm just going to reiterate, don't reuse the TikTok created in the video in IG. Yeah, no. And especially not the audio. Oh, do not bring that audio over. Yeah. Okay. So I think that is all. We are getting really close to the hour anyway, but if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to just thank Tanya so much for coming. I think that having tools like this, especially for things like TikTok, which honestly, it's sort of an enigma to so many of us. It's just so new, and we have to figure out a way to put it into our marketing plans. And so I want to make sure that we're doing it intelligently. And so I want to bring you guys the best information. So that's why I brought Tanya in. So I just thank you so much, Tanya, for taking the time out in this sort of crazy time that you're in right now. And if there's any way we can help you and your team, we're really on board for that. There's a duet stitch question. We have a question. Before we leave, we'll answer this one question. Glenn, thank you. Are there examples of brands using duets and stitches successfully? Does your app speak specifically to these types of videos in regards to how they're trending, etc.? Have there been negative repercussions of brands allowing stitches and duets? I totally get where you're coming from on that, Lynn. On negative. So, what do you think?
I think our app don't specifically shows trending duets and stitches, but when brands come to us and use our enterprise tool, they definitely look at those types of videos. And with some of the audiences, those kind of videos resonate a lot. So some of our clients were successful at using those videos. I totally understand why are you cautious about that, but when used correctly, it can definitely be a rock star. So it's like two-sided. With everything on TikTok, you should be careful.
Yeah, I mean, but if they do duet with you and they do something really negative, what can you do?
As a brand or as the person who was used?
Either one, because I mean, what if somebody does something just really
offensive?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why we have social listening. You can actually track and analyze the data that's going on around your brand and around your name, and you can actually squeeze the source of the negative information until it gets blown up all over the internet. Crisis management.
Can you report a specific, post? I think you can, right?
I think you can, yeah.
I don't know, Glenn, you may know more about the reporting part, but I would say, I mean, certainly you could on Instagram, but how do you report that. I think that's the key, is like reporting and getting a lot of people to report it so that it gets seen like by them. I don't know. It's a good one.
It's actually how those Russian propaganda were dealt with. A lot of people reported their videos and they were deleted from TikTok.
Thanks, Glenn. Glenn is helping me today. I love it. Thank you. That's exactly what I was asking. Yeah. Oh, yes. So he says, you can flag and report things, but not sure if the actions get taken. Yeah, I mean, that's really the problem, right? You don't know that for sure. But I do know, Glenn, that if you get a lot of people to do it with you, it does work sometimes. I've seen people talking about it on TikTok, people that said, oh, so-and-so took this and did that. And then, hey, can you guys go and report this? And then people do. And then it's like, we win. I've seen it happen. So I know it does happen. I've never actually had to do it myself yet. But it is something to look at, I guess, Tanya, as far as the app goes. Like, how do you get a little research on how that works for your clients?
Yeah, that's definitely, we probably need to introduce in the future, like analyzing the usage of different kinds of videos all over the TikTok and showing them to everyone, not only to enterprise clients. That would be an interesting data point to get into.
Yeah, really. I think it's great. So did I miss anybody else's question? I don't think I did. Let me go back and make sure. Deep diving, Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. So yeah, if you're just starting with TikTok, I would say just start to make a few here and there, or at least go and watch what people are doing, right? So there is a little search button on it where you can click and you can get like what's trending right now as far as what TikTok will tell you is trending, right? So there are ways to do this, quote unquote, free, right? It's just harder. I'm opening this up to tell you what it looks like exactly, because I'm so visual. I have to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it says discover. It's like a little discover tab right here, and you just click on that, right? And oops, I closed it. You click on your discover tab, and then it will give you. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Yeah, it'll give you a bunch of stuff to look at. So that's the discover tab. I'm doing it sideways so that it won't get crazy, but and then inside of that, it tells you TurboTax Alforn. It tells you some of the hashtags that are trending, right? So right now, the Batman is trending. So if you want to go be a Batman right now, it'd be good. TurboTax dinner. So this is how I've done it in the past. I go in here, I say dinner recipe. So if you're into that kind of thing, you can show your dinner recipe. Chic asks, I have no idea what that is, but that's something. Women in gaming is trending right now. Clorox Mist Challenge is trending. So some of the brands actually work with TikTok to launch trending like topics, and they put it on this page so people will use it, right? Doors versus wheels. That's interesting. Women in music. That'd be good. Green tip. Something about green. When women win. So it just tells you emo is trending. That's probably people. Fitness, tech talk. So I guess if you're into tech, right now would be a good time to do a tech talk video. So I don't know. There's a bunch here that you can actually, figure out and do. I keep touching it. That you can figure out and do if you see it. So yeah. But that doesn't tell you the trending sounds. I'm going to be honest. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So anyway, cool. All right, so I'm going to actually put us to the side here for a minute. Wait, I don't know if I can do that. This is like how to connect with Tanya. That is a lot of things. But if people want to talk to you, where would be the best place to find you?
I guess LinkedIn. I'm always there looking for new connections.
Yeah, so just look up Tanya. How do you say Nikitenko?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, from the first try. Yay.
Oh my God. That's like a miracle. Okay, sorry. That's a total miracle if that's true. Or you're just being nice to me. Either one. But thank you. Anyway, next month, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn. Actually, we're going to be talking about building like live streaming and LinkedIn, and building community on LinkedIn with live streaming. And I know not all of you have live streaming on LinkedIn, but it is coming. So we are going to have Gabe Leal come, and he actually is running a huge community of people that are LinkedIn live streamers on LinkedIn. So it's a whole new world about LinkedIn that you'll love. So definitely be there next month. Oh, there's a couple more things. Doors versus Wheels is a great conversation starter. Yeah, there you go. And then Glenn says in the Discover tab, if you search trending sounds, it gives it all to you. Okay, so I will do that as well.
So it's not separated by different niches, and it's not actually showing you the memes associated with those sounds. So it's not
right.
really...
So it just gives you all of the trending sounds in general, but not like which one is trending in which niche. Got it. Beautiful. Yeah, so I think that's it. Yeah, the sound tab. If you go to the sound tab, okay, I'm going there. Hold on a minute. Sound tab. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah, I mean, we can do a little bit more on like how to use the tool. I mean, that's honestly, I think we all need to learn how to use this better. You got actually, that's a thought, Tanya. If you guys did like training videos on YouTube, it would be a really great way for you guys to get people onto your app.
Awesome idea. Thanks.
Yeah, that's like that would be a good marketing tool. I mean, because you guys are kind of new to the market on this. That would be great. So yeah, I would do that. Learn a little bit about how to use the tool, get yourself acquainted. But even if you're not wanting to use it yet, I would just be on it a little bit so you understand it. Just watch it. You'll find it'll quickly connect to you and what you like. And so pretty soon you'll see that you're on it a little bit more than you intended to be, because it gives you like video after video after video of things that you kind of like. So you're like, oh. But when you first go on, it kind of is like, where do I go? What do I do? I'm kind of new here. But as soon as you start watching things, it will. So be careful what you watch. Like, don't watch things you don't like, because it will give you more of the same. So cool. All right, guys, that is all for today. And I will be going. So definitely go to viralmoment.com. It's .com, right?
Yep.
Yeah, viralmoment.com and check out Tanya's app. And thank you, Tanya, for being here and spending the time with us. And I appreciate you. We're going to go on to the green room, but I'm going to let you guys go out there in the audience, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Yeah, bye.